Hello and welcome to the program from the State Assemblies. This is where we review legislative activities across state houses of assembly. On this episode, Shaping Delta's Future, New Urban Planning and Food Security Bill gain momentum. Gombe State House of Assembly endorses Housing and Urban Development Report. Plus, Lagos State House of Assembly launches probe into Light Up Lagos project. Details of this and more stories will be coming your way shortly. I am your host, Amina Saidu. Thank you for staying with us. In the week under review, Delta State House of Assembly has passed the Delta State Administration of Physical Planning, Urban Development, Urban Renewal and Development Control Activities, Establishment of Urban and Physical Planning Board Law. Godfrey Nzeku reports that the Delta State Food Security Agency Bill 2024 also scaled through second reading.
The bill scaled through the third reading and was passed after a thorough scrutiny and amendment of Clause 80 by members of the House.
Clause 80, Sub 1, Establishment of Urban and Regional Planning Tribunal. 1. There is hereby established an Urban and Regional Planning Tribunal, hereinafter in this law referred to as the Tribunal, in the state, which shall have jurisdiction, power and authority conferred on it by this law and by any regulation made thereunder. Sub 2. Maximum composition of the tribunal. The tribunal shall consist of a chairman, who shall be a registered town planner or any other relevant professional with at least 15 years post-qualification experience, and 2 other members, including I, a state counsel from the Ministry of Justice, not below the rank of an assistant director.
Argues cogent, convincing, and satisfactory reasons why this bill should be supported. And in order not to be repetitive, Mr. Speaker, I adopt the earlier submissions, and I write to say that on behalf of my constituent, Mr. Speaker, I support this bill, and I urge my dear colleagues to so do. Thank you.
A bill for a law to repeal the Urban and Regional Planning Law 2021 and enact the Delta State Administration of Physical Planning, Urban Development, Urban Renewal and Development Control Activities, Establishment of the Urban and Physical Planning Board Law 2025, and for other related matters. Third reading and pass.
Launch of this bill will engender seamless administration of fiscal planning, urban development and renewal, as well as development control activities in the state. Once again, thank you for the passage of this bill.
The Delta State Food Security Agency Bill 2024 also scaled through second reading. Deliberations of this bill was opened at the floor of the House by the Majority Leader Emeka Mobi and unanimously supported by members. The Delta State Waste Management Board Bill 2024, House Bill 32, also passed through second reading. The House adjourned plenary to Thursday, February 6, 2025.
Similarly, Gombe State House of Assembly has taken a significant step towards urban planning and development by adopting the report of its Committee on Housing and Urban Development. This development is expected to enhance the legislative role in ensuring more organized and sustainable urbanization. Abbas Mekanu reports.
Presenting the report, Chairman House Committee on Housing and Urban Development, Muhammad Tahir, revealed that the committee conducted public hearings and meetings with stakeholders to ensure the proposed bill stands the test of time. After receiving submissions and memoranda from government and non-governmental organizations, the committee made amendments to address areas of concern. The bill was subsequently passed into law after its third reading, incorporating all recommendations, amendments, and observations. In a related development, the House adopted the report of the Committee on Commerce, Industry, Tourism, Science and Technology, chaired by Daniel Yakubu. The report focused on establishing the Gombe State Investment Promotion Agency to boost investment in the state's economy.
Today mark another history to the history of our dear state, that we pass a bill promoting the investors to come and invest in the state. This is the kind of bill that can would as read on the floor of the House, is a bill that can coordinate the investors to come together to move the state forward, at the same time to come and invest in the state.
The agency aims to encourage and promote investment in key sectors such as agriculture, mining, and tourism, highlighting the state's natural attractive sites and agricultural potentials. The House adopted the report with all observations and amendments, passing it into law after third reading.
Moving on, as major roads and streets in Lagos continue to grapple with darkness occasioned by dysfunctional streetlights, Lagos State House of Assembly has set up a 7-man ad hoc committee to investigate why the 2024 budgetary allocation to light up Lagos has not yielded results. This was at a plenary where issues around the Light Up Lagos project were raised under matters of urgent public importance in Lagos. Musa Toliat has details.
The dysfunctional state of streetlights, which are critical road infrastructure, was raised by Honorable Lukman Oluma under matters of urgent public importance.
Section 14(2)(b) says the essence of governance is about security and welfare. Lagosians today are not enjoying the benefits of street lights. Most areas are completely not having their street lights functioning across Lagos.
Some lawmakers attribute persistent criminality in some parts of the metropolis to dark spots created by non-existence of street lights.
If there is no light, the issue of open defecations, you see people there in the streets doing whatever they want to do because of the fact that they hide under darkness to commit a lot of crimes.
The money has been allocated. We need to see what is happening. Madam Speaker, I'm pleading to you this morning. In my local government, there is no light for the last 15 years, not even street light we are talking about.
In my local government, the Fagba Bridge is yet to commence. Now, at the same spot, it has become a dark spot in Ifakojai, where people are maimed, they are robbed, they are killed every time at that Fagba, because there is still no light facility there.
Others want the state governments to explore alternative sources of energy to power street lights in the state.
I want our tertiary institutions and vocational institutions, like our College of Education, to please, some of this 24 billion naira that has been earmarked, let us have a solar training academy in our vocational institute so that we'll be able to sustain this kind of development and initiative that is being practiced around the world.
There's a need to immediately, quickly put the lights back on and award the contract as the case may be. And I also appreciate the fact that the state is looking towards solar, which is a better renewable form of energy in powering our street lights for safety.
But we must look at what is being deployed for the use of Lagosians. We must look at the sustainability, the batteries, the specification, to be sure that we are getting value for money.
The lawmaker representing Ekpe Constituency 1, Honorable Tobun Abiodun, wondered why 24 billion naira earmarked in the 2024 budget to light up Lagos has not made any impact.
Madam Speaker, I want to suggest that an ad hoc committee be set up to look into the books of those who are in charge of light up Lagos to see if funds were drawn, given to contractors, and they are not doing that job. If funds were allocated and we are still in darkness, then that means there's more to it.
Speaker Right Honorable Mojisola Miranda therefore set up a 7-man ad hoc committee to investigate the challenges militating against the implementation of Light Up Lagos project, despite huge budgetary allocation for it.
If we can produce transformers through Ministry of Energy, street lights, solar street lights should be the least of the things we can do. So I think everybody, all hands must be on deck in order to light up Lagos.
The Speaker subsequently appointed chairmen into 4 standing committees. Majority Leader Temitope Adewale is the chairman, Committee on Business and Rules. Chief Whip Honorable Setonji David is to chair Committee on Ethics, Protocols and Privileges. Deputy Majority Leader Adetemola Kasumo is the chairman, Legislative Compliance Committee, while Honorable Surajuddin Tijani is in charge of the Committee on House Services.
Thank you, Justina. Still in Calabar, towards protecting the forests for the survival of various ecosystems and preservation for future generations, a bill seeking the regulation of chainsaw men operations has passed second reading at the Cross River State House of Assembly. Udwak Etim reports that the bill, sponsored by member representing Obanliku State Constituency, Ashakia Pius Ashas, is to provide laws for the registration, licensing, and regulation of chainsaw men activities in Cross River State Forests.
Forest provides environmental, social, and economic benefits, which improves quality of life. It regulates climate change while conserving wildlife as well as clean water for survival of various ecosystems. Therefore, in protecting the forest from illegal business operations of felling and splitting woods for commercial purposes, the Cross River State House of Assembly deliberated on the bill for a law to provide registration, licensing, and regulation of chainsaw men. The bill, with 28 sections, is sponsored by member representing Obanliku State Constituency, Ashakia Pius Ashas.
Our endangered species in the forest are being locked down, unchecked, without replacement. And so we have nothing. This forest is a blessing to Cross River. And so we are supposed to manage it in such a way that we have something to hand over to.
Members of the 10th Assembly supported the bill with various contributions.
The Forest Commission will be given more duties, more functions to also perform in terms of if the wood is not matured for them to lock, they cannot lock because they will need permit.
Those that go into our forests in the name of any business, much more selling our timbers, that is also climate change control.
And I think it's high time for us to look inwardly to see how we can regulate that sector. Very important.
Speaker of the 10th Assembly, Elvet Ayambem, described the bill as important while stressing the need for protection of the forest.
If the state government is able to set, even if it means bringing investors to set up these timber markets, I tell you, the economy of Cross River State will be largely rejected. Those that are in support that this bill be read the second time should say aye, and those against me. Those in support, aye. Those against, the ayes have it clapped.
The bill, which passed a second reading at the Cross River State House of Assembly, was later committed to the House Committee on Agriculture and Natural Resources for legislative actions and to report back in 21 days.
You're watching the program from the State Assemblies, a program that reviews legislative activities in the State Houses of Assembly across the nation. We now take a break.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
You're welcome back. We now take you to Kano, where the State House of Assembly has set up a 7-man committee to work in tandem with a similar one from the executive to investigate alleged civil unrest between residents of Rimin Zakara village and some security personnel over a disputed land belonging to Bayero University, Kano. This was part of the resolutions reached at the floor of the House after the adoption of a matter of urgent public importance presented by a member representing Ngogo constituency. The report.
Presenting the motion, Representative Aminu Saadu informed the House that available facts before him indicate that security operatives stormed Rimin Zakar village in the middle of the night to embark demolition buildings in the area for alleged trespassing. This attracted resistance from the panicked residents, which led to alleged loss of lives. After contributions on the matter by members, the House resolved to complement the effort of the executive arm to solve the dispute by establishing a committee that is mandated to work in tandem with its counterpart from the executive and submit its report to the floor of the House within 3 weeks. It will be recalled that the disputed land is claimed to belong to Bayero University, Kano, which secured approval from authorities to reclaim the landed property. Away from land dispute, the House has passed the Kano State Security Neighborhood Watch Corps Bill 2025, which is an agency that will help in curbing criminal activities across the state.
This corps is headed by a commander general who should be not below the rank of a lieutenant of a lieutenant colonel in the Nigerian army, or to the rank of a police commissioner or assistant commissioner in the police. He must have at least not less than 25 years working experience in the security sector. He will be funded directly from the government funds. It will be provided with vehicles, gadgets to fight crime and combat crime, to arrest and detect criminals and hand them over to the police for prosecution before competent court of jurisdiction.
Lagos State House of Assembly has called on Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to come up with stringent action against open defecation with a view to forestalling outbreak of epidemic across the metropolis. Speaker Mojisola Miranda made the call at a plenary where the menace of open defecation was raised on the matter of public importance in Lagos. Musa Toliet completes the report.
Going by UNICEF statistics, Nigeria will require not less than 20 million toilets to eliminate open defecation with a view to attaining Sustainable Development Goal number 6 on universal access to sanitation. This staggering revelation informed the motion raised by the Chairman, Committee on Information, Strategy and Security, Honorable Stephen Ogundikpe, under matters of urgent public importance.
Open defecation contributes to urban decay, making certain areas unattractive for business and tourism. Oshodi is a business center, and we want it to continue to strive. Ending open defecation is not an impossible task. Many nations have successfully tackled this issue. If we have toilets around the place, it will create employment for our people. And definitely, they pay minimum amount of money to use such facilities.
Lagos State Environmental Management Protection Law 2017 already prohibits defecating or urinating in drainage or any open space. However, the law does not state any exact penalty for defaulters.
Taking destitutes off the streets and the need to strengthen Lagos State legislation on water and sanitation was also raised.
The destitutes are messing up our states. Why can't we take a proactive measure to make sure that we take these people out of our streets?
Anytime it rains and it percolates, it affects our underground water. That's what we all drink, and we say we have boreholes. Most of the boreholes in Lagos are not drinkable.
Some legislators believe synergy between state and local governments on open defecation is the way to go.
We should involve the local government. It's a thing that we must also encourage the private organization to come up with their CSR in order for them to look at where they could fix all these public toilets around the state.
Lagos State has invested so much in building public toilets. But when you visit all these public toilets, you will find people controlling it and collecting money. And poverty is the pain of open defecation around the world. Those people that were supposed to make use of this open toilet by the government were being denied access by people who control the open toilet. I think there should be a clear-cut policy and guideline on who should be in charge of our open toilets.
There are some places that the toilets are not even available.
even though it's part of the duties of the local government. I think it's the 4th schedule, item 1E, provision of public convenience. But the state can also come in. So if we really want to tackle this problem, we have to fund the provision of public toilets, and we should take it serious. Private sector can also participate. Why don't we have adopt a toilet, and they can brand it and they maintain it throughout? Some private companies can do that, and they'll keep it to the right standard, and government can give them the appropriate mileage at that.
As stated in the Constitution, it's the primary duties of the local government to see to the constructions and the maintenance of the public toilets. I'm of opinion that we need to call on the local government and LCDA in our state to embark on this in order to make sure that we have public toilets across the state.
Speaker Miranda wants to see deliberate provision for more public toilets to tackle open defecation.
We need to make provision for the public toilets to make it adequate for people. So this is to call on our local government to up their games too in providing public toilets around, considering the population, the inflow that comes into Lagos every day in and out.
The Lagos State House of Assembly resolved that the state government should intensify sensitization drive and explore public-private partnership to enhance water, sanitation and hygiene across the state.
Going further, the Nasarawa State House of Assembly has received a nomination letter from the executive for the screening and confirmation of 16 nominees to serve as commissioners in the State Executive Council. Adams Abdulkadir reports that the Assembly also frowned at the gridlock at the Kokona toll gate and urged the authorities to temporarily suspend the automated toll payment system to ease vehicular movement.
The nomination via a letter was sent to the State House of Assembly and read on the floor of the House. During the House proceeding, 6 out of 16 nominees were former commissioner dissolved earlier this year, Friday, 3rd January 2025. Among them are the Commissioner for Finance, Munirat Abdullahi, the Commissioner for Environment, Kwanta Yakubu, and others who made up the list.
Honorable Yakubu Kwanta from Akwanga. 2. Honorable Umar Tanko Tunga from Awe. 3. Hajia Munirat Abdullahi Doma.
Under the matter of public importance observed by the lawmaker representing the Kokona East State constituency, Daniel Ogazi, called the attention of other lawmakers, urging the federal government to suspend automated toll payment system in Kefi, Akwanga, and Lafia Benue Highway, pending the time the system is effective and perfected in order to alleviate the suffering of Nigerians as well as to ease vehicular movement, especially gridlock experienced as a result of poor network system.
We saw a high density of traffic jam at the toll gate. A woman delivered in a Sharon bus. I am saying this with all sense of responsibility. It was taken. They were there for several hours. That woman never thought that she was going to be delivered that day, but because of the frustration that she went through, she had to deliver that day.
We are being faced with the challenges of insecurity in Nigeria. And the way things are going on in that toll gate, it may give advantage to some of the hoodlums or criminals to take advantage of the jam-packed nature of that place.
Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Danladi Jetto, urged the federal government to make provision for alternative payment for the seamless payment process.
If you don't have, there are so many of our people that don't even have ATM machine, ATM card. So what do you do to those people that are illiterate? Are you denying them of the usage of the road? So they should provide an alternative for our people. We are appealing, His Excellencies, we appeal to them. If they are not completely ready, they should suspend the system for now.
Meanwhile, a bill that also scaled second reading is a bill providing for Nasarawa state policy on climate change for the mainstreaming of climate change action in Nasarawa state and establishment of a climate change advisory committee.
And finally, the Anambra State House of Assembly was thrown into mourning following the discovery of the decomposing remains of a sitting lawmaker, Honorable Justice Azuka, by security agencies after he was abducted in December 2024. Daniel Pai reports.
The shocking and sad news of the murder of the member representing Onitsha North 1 state constituency in the Anambra State House of Assembly, the late Honorable Justice Azuka, sent cold shiver down the spine of the people. This is coming 44 days after the state legislator was kidnapped on the eve of Christmas last year. Family members and all well-wishers have prayed and made effort for his safe return until the sad news was broken.
It's rather unfortunate that before the agencies of government we apprehend them, that the honorable member is already dead. We keep saying it. He's such a huge resources. He's a huge loss to this house.
Justice Azuka was one of us, a very good guy, a very dedicated lawmaker. That this will befall him is just unthinkable.
For the second time, a sitting house member has fallen, no thanks to the security challenges which the state is grappling with. Concerned citizens say it is a wake-up call to all the security agencies in the state, including the recently inaugurated Agone Chamber security outfit.
So that was a very, very disheartening news, and it's also a call on the government and even the new security launch. It should be a wake-up call on them to double their effort.
It's always good to be preemptive, because if there were things that were supposed to be done and it was not done, the result could be very, very devastating.
As at the time of filing this report, the Police Public Relations Officer in Anambra State, Tochukwu Ikenga, declined comment on the matter because investigations are still ongoing to unravel the mysteries behind the incident.
An unusual atmosphere envelops the Anambra State House of Assembly since the sad news of the murder of the member who represents Onitsha North 2 state constituency broke. And this, many has described it as one death too many in the wake of the prevailing security challenges in Anambra State.
And that concludes this week's episode of the program from the State Assemblies. Remember, you can still watch this episode, news and other programs on our social media handles showing on your screen. Thank you for watching. I remain your host, Amina Saidu.